Hey now. So I haven't recorded anything since episode 3. So I guess this makes it episode 4, I think. I didn't know what to talk about. I kind of want to get a co-host or a guest or something so it kind of vibes better. But, nothing's happened so far. Nothing's really been on my mind lately except work. I'm currently working in a company that does on-call, which sounds terrible. I don't know if you've ever had to work on call or what, but pretty much it means that you get to do work after you leave work. So I guess you work all day, And I don't really start until January since I'm new at this company. But still, why do we even have that? Why not just hire, somebody that works nights, that would be a solution. I would never have people do on call. But it is what it is. The job is pretty technical, but it's enjoyable. I don't think I've had any rude customers or anything like that, which is usually what happens when you work at a call center. But nothing so far. It's been pretty calm compared to where I used to work. So I'm just been thinking about that. My family caught the cold that's been going around, so having to deal with that, trying to not get sick myself. Spraying everybody with Lysol. But yeah, that's it. I got nothing. I'm gonna keep talking though, in hopes that something pops into my brain and makes this recording a little bit longer instead of the 2 minutes that I've been talking. So what else is there? Let's see. Music, yeah. So I can talk about music. So I found this band the other day called Space, which is an old band. It's from the 70s. I think it was from the 70s. They have this album called Magic Fly that I just bought on eBay. It's a pretty good one. It's just instrumental. I want to say it's disco music, but it's not really disco. I guess if you play it now, let's say it was a new band, I think it would fit more into the lo-fi genre, and I think that's what kind of made me like it, and that's something that I really like about Spotify, because that does that discovery playlist, and it's usually bands I already know and stuff that I don't like, but once in a while it'll throw something in there and I'm like, okay, let's try it out. And this was one of those cases. It's nothing crazy. I play it while I work, and usually after that album's over, it'll play me similar things. And I've liked a few of the other songs. I haven't listened to any of the other bands that come up, but I've liked the song. So eventually, once I'm done with Space, then I'll move on to the other one. They have another album called Deliverance, which is also pretty good. The first one has vocals, but the first song has vocals and everything else is instrumental. And I think that one's a little bit more funky, but it's also very good. And the records weren't that expensive. They were maybe 12 bucks plus shipping. And I don't think this band was a huge hit, So I was able to get like promotional vinyl. So I'm excited for it to get here. I usually, you know, try to find records and on eBay or like Goodwill or something. But I had kind of had stopped for a little bit because I was trying to resell them and it really wasn't working out. So now I just have a large collection of albums I like and like 10% of albums that I'll never listen to. But who knows, maybe at some point, like when I have a large enough collection, I can sell them in bulk for to a record store or something and make some profit. But we'll see. Back maybe in I want to say like 2000 2008, I want to say. Um at the job I had, I met a good friend of mine, Gio, who was really into prog, and I find it hard to find people that are into that music, but he was like really into it. He introduced me to a lot of good bands, and he knew I had a real passion for music, and he had a real passion for music. So we kind of bonded over that. It was a good friendship for what it lasted, but he's a big party guy, and that just where I wasn't a good fit. Once I got in a relationship, that friendship kind of started to die, but we still kind of were in touch for a bit, and he moved out of state and couldn't take like a lot of his stuff, so he gave me his old record player, his gigantic ass speakers, and a bunch of his vinyl. And a lot of the vinyl records he had weren't that great, but he did have a few ones that, like I kept. Like he had some Black Sabbath albums, some what else did he have in there? Emerson, Lake and Palmer, which I don't like, and I sold those, but he had them in there. I never really got into them. He had Yes, he had Rush. Anyway, he had a fair share of records. But there was a time when I was not doing well with money, and like out of all the things that I had to sell, like records were amongst the items that I was gonna have to put up. And it wasn't just the records he gave me, but because that's when I started collecting. And I sold like a lot of them. I remember I did like a little yard sale, and this neighbor kind of like saw what I had, and he went straight for like the classic rock ones. And I remember he was asking me like do you have more, like he probably knew, like, and he asked me like, do you have more for sale, like that are rock and not like Andy Gibbs or whatever. And I was like, yeah, like I do have some, but I don't want to sell them. And then I said, well, show me what you got, and then I'll offer you something. And yeah, so I took out like AC/DC and Iron Maiden records, and he offered me some money, and I sold them. And I don't even remember why I was in a jam and needed to have money, but they went away. And then eventually I ended up selling the stereo that my friend gave me. And that was it, right? And then eventually I got financially stable again and picked up video games, played video games for a long time. And then at some point, about, I want to say like 3 years ago. And like, I got a record player for Christmas. And then I was like, oh, like, it's back, you know? So I started buying again. And I had to buy all the old records that I used to own that I liked. But now they were more expensive because back in the day, there wasn't this vinyl record boom for hipsters that exists right now. So I had to pay like double for each of the records that I used to own. But the collection at the music stores that I go to was a lot better. So that's pretty cool. I was able to score like Rainbow and Depeche Mode and The Cure and The Clash and like all these records that before I had trouble finding. So that was pretty cool. Like the collection has grown quite a bit, and I've sold some and then repurchased. Like I always end up buying them again. Like I like having them in hopes that when my son grows older, he'll see him and will want to play him. But currently, like he does not like any of the songs that I put for him, and falls more into the genre of music that my wife likes. So I don't know. We'll see how he is when he's a teenager. Hopefully, it's a little mixture of both. My wife has good taste in music, but she's also like very into pop. And there's nothing wrong. Like there's a lot of good pop songs, but you know, it's stuff that I don't like. So I don't know. It's kind of weird. Like he does know like lyrics to like Lady Gaga songs already, and he doesn't know any lyrics to like any metal songs or classic rock songs that I put on. But he does like Sparks though. Like he knows Dick Around and My Baby's Taking Me Home. So I guess he does like some songs that I put on for him, just not rock. Probably need to change that. Probably should just play a lot more. And currently I'm just playing everything through Alexa, which makes it super easy for people to turn it off. Because I like to listen to music loud, and my son and my wife kind of get annoyed by it. So all I hear is, Alexa, volume 6, or Alexa, turn it off. And my song's get interrupted, and it's really annoying, and I really hate it. But it is something I have to live with. One of the best things for me to do whenever I am home alone is bust out the speakers and, just listen to music for as long as I can. Because I used to listen to music all day, every day before she moved in. And then it kind of gradually stopped. I do listen to a lot of podcasts, but it's different because, it's just people talking. So for some reason, it's less bothersome to her when I'm listening to them. And she's not into podcasting, but I notice sometimes she'll be like laughing, or she'll ask me questions about like what they're talking about, so it piques her interest. She just doesn't have that bug yet. And we both work from home, and I think it's a pretty good it's like a pretty good hobby. I guess would it be a hobby? It's like a good thing to have. Like you can play it while you work, like listen to it. It's entertaining. You learn stuff with some of the podcasts. So I don't know. Like, I'm hoping she gets that bug and then we can enjoy him and go to live shows. There are a couple of podcasts that I would like to see live. One of them I know is going to be on tour next year, which is the Bad Friends podcast with Bobby Lee and Andrew Santino. And they were here in San Diego, I want to say, like, before the pandemic. But I didn't have anybody to go to, and I don't like to go to events on my own, so I decided to skip it, and now I regret it. Same thing with Harmontown. That's the Dan Harmon, creator of Community and co-creator of Rick and Morty. He also had a podcast that he stopped recording. He also came to San Diego, I think I want to say like 2 times during Comic-Con, and I also did not go. And I'm a massive like Dan Harmon fan. Like, I can listen to Harmontown every now and then because he has so many good rants that are so enjoyable. I never was a fan of the D&D portion, but just hearing him talk and then having Jeff, who's like amazing at improv, just hash things out, was perfect. And he had a lot of good guests, like a lot of comedians, but like my favorite people that he had on was Kumail Nanjiani and Rob Schraub. Like, Rob and Dan used to work together. Well, I think they still do quite frequently. So they would talk a lot about their friendship and how they got started, and that's like super awesome. Like, hearing, like, it's a talent. Like, they're writers, right? But they're also, probably it's connected. Like, they're writers, but they're also like extremely good at talking. So I don't know. That's probably like a linked talent, and I'm hoping it's something that I can develop, even if I'm not gonna be a writer. Like, maybe my conversational skills or this gets a lot better. Right now I have to work on, finding stuff to talk about with you guys and that co-host. I think that's it for now. So I managed to make the recording. I will try to get another podcast in the bank this week, hopefully before Sunday. I do have a family gathering over the weekend, and today is my brother's birthday, so happy birthday, brother. I will see you soon if you're listening to this, even though I know you're not listening to this because I never told you that I'm recording this, but eventually you might. And happy birthday. Okay, is that it? Is that all I have? Oh yeah, I think I'm probably gonna talk about family gatherings for the next one. So maybe I'll record it on Sunday, because Saturday I'm doing that family event with the wife. I think that'll be good. Yeah, we can talk about the differences between her family and my family, and those new relationships that you form when you marry someone, the good and the bad. Tune in, like, subscribe, comment, thumbs up, thumbs down, up, down, left, right, B, A, B, S, select, start. See ya.